Go the extra mile is to do more than is required to do. Going the extra mile or walking the extra mile, that's an expression I have heard the most in academics and real management. I think it is usually meant to go beyond one's ability or to make a special effort to accomplish. As they say, stretch oneself. Going the extra mile is not just to go more than required. It is a biblical expression. Biblically, Jesus is believed to have used it during his sermons as per the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 41. Whoever forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Scholarly versions of this verse refer to a practice of imprisonment by the Roman law on Jews. Any Roman soldier could order a Jewish civilian on the way to carry his baggage, mainly containing armory, for 1 Roman mile. A Roman mile is roughly 1.45 kilometers. This was a painful task, as the poor and lucky fellow would carry 40 to 50 kilograms of weight. Once the mile is over, the servant could drop it and get relieved. I guess a protest might have lingered over this rule by many. This surely was of a concern to the Jewish community, and that's the reference of Jesus in the context of teachings on human behavior. In the process of disambiguation of this expression, I learned 3 things. Lesson 1, even if others treat you unfairly, how you behave is more important. Treat them generously is the message. We could walk with a soldier 1 more time, 1 more mile, generously. Lesson number 2. This walk would result in a rapport with a soldier who is actually a servant of the people. Walking that extra mile with implied patience would let us know about him more. One could walk conversationally. This is more useful in personal life. Lesson number 3. It is one of the very impressive management learning. The extra mile would be the walk of a business designer with his customer, walk of a teacher with his student, walk of a consultant with the client, or walk of a designer with the user. It is the customer service. It is user study. It is unconditional. This is the building block of a star. To walk the extra mile is not exactly to walk extra. It is actually more than an extra mile's walk. We have number 1, generously. Number 2, conversationally. And number 3, unconditionally. So I will share 3 tips to go the extra mile in our work. The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation to work even harder. Getting to the career path of your dreams, where your work becomes more than just work, doesn't happen when you're gliding by aimlessly. Starting off with your first internship during college or starting a first job out of school will be tough. You will have your moments of mini successes and moments of upset and feeling like a failure. But more importantly, you'll have huge accomplishments that you never thought were possible. With accomplishments, you'll want to keep doing your very best. So how will you go the extra mile in your work? These are 3 methods to incorporate to your work ethic. Number 1, always deliver more than expected. More is always better, especially when it comes to your work. Always deliver more than expected to the client and to your boss. The client will always want more for their money, which sometimes can almost seem like they are taking advantage. Instead of spending hours on something that they didn't need, give them more for what they paid for. Quality over quantity always wins in my book. How can you deliver more than expected toward your boss? You can start with putting more effort, dedication, and passion into your job. No matter what field you're in, you should always give more than what's expected. If you ever want to move up or make the best impression, this is one way to be rewarded by it. Number 2, stay focused on being productive. It can be really easy to get off track during the workday. The distractions kick in, your coffee mug is empty, and you just saw a squirrel pass the window. Okay, the squirrel cat may have been a marriage, but you get the point. Staying focused throughout the day will enhance your productivity. What can you do to stay focused on being productive? If you sit at a desk all day like I do, it's best to break up your day with a midday workout, or at least getting up and walking around a couple times a day to stretch out and give your eyes and mind a break. So stay focused and be productive. So taking a mental break from your work can reset your thoughts and bring you back to a focus point. Eating the right food triggers your focus, as well as reading an inspirational article or listening to your favorite playlist or podcast or attending the Toastmasters meeting. Podcasts have been a recent favorite of mine also. So find one and you'll be tuned in for hours. Like this Toastmasters meeting of ours. And number 3, work beyond 8 to 5. Clock in at 8 a.m. and clock out at 5 p.m. This isn't the norm anymore for young entrepreneurs and millennial professionals. As 20-somethings, we tend to go extra mile in our work by coming into work earlier than expected or before the office officially opens, and we stay late if we need to. Just because the clock strikes 5 p.m., it's not always time to pack up your things and schedule. It's not always what you do that matters, but what other people see you do. If you're at work before your boss and there after they leave, they will notice that. If you come in late or leave early on a regular basis, for better or worse, they will notice that too. Getting yourself into a daily routine can help you strive within your profession. If you're just starting off in the real world after college, it's important to tell yourself that at your first big girl or boy job, it's not always going to glitch and glam. That's not how the real world works. Always going the extra mile in your job or whatever you do right now, like this Toastmasters Club, will only lead to better and greater things in life, which could be a promotion or a new career path. So what are you waiting for? Go after it. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Red.